because I need to get this. I need to get it out. What I remember from the experience was I remember a dark tunnel. I went towards the darkness. I kept going towards the darkness. I didn't want to go towards the light. I started talking to these beings, and they explained to me that I had passed away. I couldn't see their face, but they were 12 foot tall, if not taller. But now to this day, the more I learn about it, I do know I'm from there. And aliens are real. And they're very loving. An alien would not hurt you, not these guys. It started out in the morning, and I went to a friend's house, and she was moving, and there were some other people there that I didn't know. And we were drinking, and one of the guys there had a big dog that was like out of control, and it had to be put on a horse tranquilizer. Well, this guy had put the horse tranquilizer in one of my beers. And so that's how that happened. I didn't actually take it. I literally tried to be murdered, I think. I don't know. I don't know what the reason for it was. But so that's how that took place. The guy tried to kill him, and it literally, I flopped around on the floor like a fish, out of water. And it was an experience, I tell you. It's be careful what you pick a drink up in public. I was around 24 or 20, so I was very naive and very not cautious about anything. I thought I was around safe people because I've known them, for a few years and never done anything. It wasn't my friends there that did it. It was some guy that was their friend, and he was just there to help them move. So it's like a moving party. I don't know if you ever heard of anything like that. You buy the beer and pizza and move, So, but that's how that happened. I don't remember nothing. All I remember is drinking a beer, and that's the last thing I remember until I woke up in the hospital. Well, I actually remember on the way to the hospital, my friend rushed me to the hospital and got pulled over. And when she got pulled over, they realized that I was ODing. And they put me in they called the ambulance, and I arrived at the hospital, but I don't remember none of that. I don't remember going into the hospital. I don't remember nothing about the hospital until I woke up. And when I did wake up, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know why I was in there. And then the doctors told me what had happened. Just 6 months ago, I woke up out of a dead sleep, and I turned over and I woke my wife up, and I explained the whole thing to her, but I couldn't remember it until that night. I remember when my friend got pulled over, they put me in the ambulance, and then I died in the ambulance. I remember going in and out of my body. And I was riding up above the ambulance, like floating above the ambulance and looking down on myself. And they were trying to save my life. And that happened twice during the ride to the hospital. After I remember floating above the ambulance, as I was in the hospital, they were trying to bring me back. And what I remember from the experience was I remember a dark tunnel. I went towards the darkness. I kept going towards the darkness. I didn't want to go towards the light. There wasn't a real bright light or anything. It was real faint in a distance. And so I went towards the darkness, and I just kept going that way. It made me feel more comfortable, and when I get there, I don't remember sitting down, but I was sitting on something, and it was super cold there. And the smell was like ancient, like really old smell. Like, when you walk into an older house and you can smell the oldness of it. It smelled like that, but ancient. And so I find myself sitting down on like, I don't know what it was. Maybe I was floating. I don't know. Because I couldn't see my arms. I couldn't see my legs. I didn't move my head. It was all telepathic. But then my peripheral vision, I seen two beings. And they were just chiseled, they were really built. And I can remember the smell to this day, but I couldn't remember it until 5-6 months ago. You don't even know the feeling that you have there. It is so much love that you will never find this kind of feeling on earth ever. You just won't. It's bliss. It's eternal love. It makes you almost want to cry, because it's so overpowering of anything, any other thought or expression or feeling that you might have had in your life. It's overwhelming. You could sense it, and that's how I knew. I didn't know vibration back then, but now I do. So that's how I know it's the feeling of a vibration. It's overwhelming. The love is just so taking, But at the same time, it's hard to go, yeah, okay, I'm dead. Let me stay then. I don't know I'm from here. But now to this day, the more I learn about it, I do know I'm from there. And aliens are real. They're very loving. An alien would not hurt you. Not these guys. I mean, they didn't touch me or anything, but that's the energy that they carry. I couldn't see their face, but they were 12 foot tall, if not taller. All I could see was down to the bottom of the stomach and the top of the chest. I couldn't see their faces, heads, nothing, arms, anything. But I can only tell you, I used to work out, and they were cut, and they were big. So, and there were stars everywhere. That's all you could see was stars in the background. But now, remember, I didn't move my head. I didn't move. I was sitting still, but I could see everything behind me, in front of me, beside me. And I started talking to these beings, and they explained to me that I had passed away, and that I belong there. This is your home. This is where you come from. And I was like, no, this isn't where I'm from. This isn't where I live, man. And they go, well, you died. And then I got scared, because I thought okay, I'm dead, is this hell? Where's God? Am I getting judged? And they kind of looked at each other, and one of them said to the other, why is it everybody thinks they're getting judged? And I said, I don't know why. You tell me, where's God? I want to talk to God. And they calmed me down, and I didn't believe them, because I didn't see God. And I've gone to church, from the age of 9 up until I was, just a couple years back, I quit going. But and then they stopped talking to each other, but I didn't move my lips, and they didn't move. I couldn't really see their heads. I could just see like up to here. it was like everything faded out. And then to prove to me that I did die, they showed me a porthole. And it was probably 6 foot by 6 foot. And it was like an oval shape. And as I looked in there, I seen I was in the hospital bed. And all my friends were standing around me, around the bed. And there was police officers there. And I kind of got freaked out because I'm not one to talk to police. You know, that's just how I was raised. I kind of lived a rough life. Not kind of, I did live a rough life. But so when I seen that, I don't remember the conversation that we had after that. Other than, well, do you want to go back or do you want to stay? You belong here. This is where you're from. And I told them again, I don't belong here. This is not my home. I'm not like you guys. And they tried to assure me that's where I'm from. And they, like I said, they asked me if I wanted to go back. And then finally I said, yes, I want to go back. I don't belong here. And they also told me that I was chosen for this. And they wanted me to stay, but I wanted to go back. But they said, the only way you can go back is if you promise to go learn as much as you possibly can. And I said, well, yeah, I want to go. Those are all my friends. Of course I want to go home. And I don't know. It was, I woke up in the hospital. And that was my experience with it. And the feeling is, yeah, there's no feeling like it. You will never feel this feeling until you pass away. And I promise, we're eternal beings. We live forever and ever. We do not die. There's no such thing as death. Now, I know this because I wouldn't say I was an evil person, but I didn't care about myself. Now, by reading the Bible, I know that many different Bibles, I don't know, it's hard to follow a Bible now. I can't, not that I don't believe in God, I think he is there, but I don't think I was worthy of seeing God yet. I don't know where he was, but he wasn't there, unless he was portrayed as God. They told me there is no wrongdoing. That's what they told me. They also said, go have fun. Have as much fun as you possibly can. Go experience everything. To go learn as much as I can. Try to raise vibration. I didn't know what vibration was at that time. And all I wanted to do was go home. So I agreed. I'm going home. What do I care? I'm going to lie to anybody. I'm going to my friends. I'm not passed away or whatever they called it. You know, I'm not dead. You know, so I was just to spread the word, to let everybody know that this is what it is. I came back here to learn. I'm going to at least do what they asked me to do. But this didn't happen until like 6 months ago. I started doing this. And I've come a long way with it. My message is to raise your vibration. Get in tune with yourself. Find yourself. Find your flaws. Find out what you can do to be a better person. Because they want you to be the best version of yourself. That's what they want. About 4 years ago, I went through a depression. And I had planned out my suicide. Obviously, I didn't follow through with it, but my next door neighbor was a tattoo artist, and I asked him if I could borrow his machine, and he let me borrow it, and I fell in love with it, and it gave me hope, because I had an injury with my back at work, so I can't work. I barely can walk. So as far as the tattoos, it saved my life again. So I taught myself how to tattoo. Don't judge my work by what I look like. I mean, I can do some pretty good work. I don't work in a shop. I work at home. It gave me life back. And the reason why I wanted it to look so dark is because I want the people that do judge to look at me. And I want them to look at me twice. I want to let them know that judging is not okay. What makes you better than me? You know, just because I have a tattoo on my face, well, that guy over there has got a tattoo on his foot. Does that make him better than me? And that's my message with this. So people misunderstand, and it teaches me to stay away from them folks. I don't even need to waste my time with it. All I can mention to them is change your ways, because it's not the way you should be. And believe it or not, 80% of this world is that way. I've been in Detroit airport, and I shut the airport down. They just all stop and look. And this is Detroit. So, I mean, that just proves right there that, you know, this is way far jump, you know, as far as, it's not evil. This is not why I did it. It does my homework for me. And that's why and I'm covered head to toe. I did them all myself. How many people do you know done that? I'm big with kids. They're scared at first, but then they warm up to me. And I like kids. I've raised my own. It's not an easy job, but it is fun to watch them grow into what they are, you know, become. And some kind of hide, and, you know, some just come up to me and say, wow, that's really cool, man. Is that a tattoo? Yeah, it is. It's not painted on. It doesn't come off. But I personally like it, because this is what taught me how to do it. I wasn't an apprentice. I didn't have to go through nothing. You know, I taught myself, and it brought my life back to me. So, like, when people make comments, it offends me, but I don't know how to really get a comeback to them without being rude, you know. But that's what I'm trying to fix in myself, because I have a really bad temper, and I'm quick to jump, you know. So, you know, you got to work on yourself, and that's what life is about. Life is about fixing yourself, and don't worry about others. Worry about yourself. Because in the end, you're the only one that can save your soul. You might have a body, but inside that body is that guy that talks to you. That's your soul, your heart. Think with your heart, not your head. And I can't get no more blunt than that. You know, it's like I said, I've been there, and I'm very lucky to have a second chance to come back and fix it. Because maybe there is other realms, you know. Maybe there's a better realm. Maybe heaven is up there, and I wasn't worthy of it yet. But I'm a chosen one, and they told me this. That's all they said, is I'm chosen. And now I did a lot of studying. That's all I do all day, because I don't work. I just study. They told me to come learn. That's what I'm going to do. Now that I had this experience 6 months ago when I woke up, that's what I'm here to do. I think they're looking for some type of information about something. They're looking, I think personally, they didn't say this, but this is what I think they're doing, is looking for a right answer to something. I don't know. That's just my interpretation of it all. To raise your vibration, first you got to be able to look through your third eye, which is your pineal gland. And you know that feeling you get when, like, you can feel somebody standing behind you and you turn around and that person's there? That's your intuition. That is your vibration. You are feeling that. And that's how it works up there. So that's where I get that. But I had to come learn that. They didn't tell me that. I had to do it myself. So this is how I know you need to save yourself. You need to become, I think there's other levels. I think I was at the very first realm, in between Earth and there. I think that's where I was. I don't know for sure. I won't find out until I go back, but supposedly I've planned this whole thing out before I came here, because I'm not from Earth. I'm an angel. From doing my homework, that's what I've come to. So, and I know to the naked eye that hasn't experienced anything like this, I can promise you, keep studying. Raise your vibration, change your food habits, quit eating meat, because we're not meat eaters. I do not eat meat. I eat fruits and vegetables. I forget what the word is, but you have to, it's something about crystallizing. And that's what's going on with the Earth right now, is it's changing vibration. And with the solar eclipse and these solar flares that are going on right now, those solar flares put out energy. So you have a way, go sit by a tree, ground yourself, take your shoes off and go sit in the grass. Be one with nature. That's my recommendation. And I think you will find your ego will change, your demeanor, it will all change. It'll come to you. It's really slow though.
If you want more, just check out this next video and get ready to be blown away.
This has been the A.J. Parr Spiritual Journalist Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe.